New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion show in Osaka-jo Hall is right around the corner, and what a show this is too. Some very interesting undercard matches. Pretty much all of the 9 matches on this card have some story behind it, have something to build either towards the future, or maybe even, pretty much all of them have something to build towards the future. Maybe there might be one of the 6-man tags might be filler, but other than that, off the top of my head, just trying to remember the card. There's really no filler at all. Most of it's building towards the future. As we're going to start off with Jon Moxley with Shota Umino, the opening contest. If you see someone on one of these goddamn social medias or somewhere bearing Shota Umino, slap the shit out of him. Because I could definitely, I'd assume, there'd be some very unintellectual people, very dumb people, who could go, oh, Jon Moxley goes from Juice Robinson to Shota Umino, what the fuck? And you just slap the shit out of him. Because Shota Umino, God bless him, this is perfect for him. This is exactly what he needs. And this is something for John, too. This is great for both guys. As Shota Umino gets him on the card, that's awesome. Gets him a good experience, but also, and obviously he's not going to win. But Shota Umino versus Jon Moxley, this is actually a perfect opportunity to send Shota Umino on an excursion. And by that, they could have Jon absolutely destroy this young man. Destroy Shota Umino, leave him a battered, bloody mess. To the point where we don't see him again. They send him off to excursion. That would be a hell of a send-off, and that's a hell of a story, too. If Jon's still in New Japan, and he comes back from excursion and avenges this beatdown, that's some, deep shit booking there, but I highly doubt it. I don't think that's ever been done, where a guy's been sent on excursion from a beatdown, and really that type of angle's been put into it. Usually they have him, a match that's promoted really well, and throughout, this is going to be his last match for excursion, so this would kind of be very different to what most excursions have been through, but fucking be awesome, though. The seeds are there, it's just not going to happen. That's just, fantasy world. That's fantasy world. But either way, it's awesome to see both guys on the card here. Obviously, Jon, after seeing his big debut, really expected the chairs and the tables and whatnot, but didn't really expect him to wear, the shooter boots and some actual gear and whatnot. His style, I think, is going to be perfect for what, especially, him as a gaijin. Because he's so different. The way he's, at least when you match with Juice, was so different and it was so awesome, too, because the crowd got behind Juice. He's going to be a great heel. And excited to see more of him here. And I think even with Shota Umino, sure, it's a 30-minute time limit. It's probably going to go 10, if that. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. That's for sure. As the next match, and what a fucking match this is. This is a goddamn dream match come to life, as it's the Cozy Laird versus the Pumping Bomber. It's Satoshi Kojima versus Shingo Takagi. Now this is a match here that has two very different narratives, depending on where they go. You have, door number 1. You have Shingo Takagi beating Satoshi Kojima, and if that happens, elevates Shingo, gets him a huge heavyweight win and kind of makes him into contention of being a heavyweight, and plus could submit him into the G1 this year if they want to, but I highly doubt it. There's a lot of those guys I think that's going to happen in this from the best Super Juniors to the G1. We have the possibility of Will Ospreay being in it. We have, if Shingo does defeat Satoshi Kojima here, he could very well be in the G1. Even somebody, out of nowhere could be from the best Super Junior, like Taguchi for some dumb reason. They're just let's throw him in there. They could very easily do that. But that's the type of the thing they're doing. But I think, in my opinion, as a fan of both guys, it'd be a lot more interesting if they go with option 2 here. And that's Satoshi Kojima getting the win and upsetting Shingo Takagi in what many would think would be an upset. The reason why is it slow burns Shingo as a heavyweight. This is his first heavyweight match as far as New Japan goes. Obviously, he's been in heavyweight matches before, as far as the Champion Carnival and whatnot, and Pro Wrestling. But Satoshi Kojima, if he wins this here, that's a huge little momentum. Be like, hey, listen, I still got it. I could beat a guy who was in the best Super Junior finals against Will Ospreay, and also tells a story. Shingo losing to Will, you could say it happened from a kayfabe sense because Will has that heavyweight experience from the New Japan Cup, from his never open weight title run, facing guys like Kota Ibushi, facing guys like Kazuchika Okada, facing those guys. And here's Shingo, his first really big heavyweight test, and he loses. He falls short to Satoshi Kojima. But also, too, it gives Kojima maybe a chance to be his farewell G1 if he does win against Shingo here, and they give him his farewell G1, which I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of guys' last run in the G1. It's so special, and there's just this electricity involved with a lot of those guys. Yuji Nagata's run comes to mind as far as that was fucking awesome, even though he won maybe 2 matches. Every match was just the energy, and plus because I loved Yuji Nagata, so that was that. But with Kojima's awesome, and I think Kojima, he might have one match where he just kind of goes like, holy shit. Like, he hits him with a cozy layer and the place goes ape shit. Because he's a guy that's still very, very over with the Japanese crowd. And he's Kojima's side. He's the man. That'd be awesome to see. Just as far as a fan of both guys, that's what I would like to see, because both guys get protected well. As far as Shingo long term, the story of getting him into the heavyweight scene. Sure, he's gonna fail at first, but he's slowly building. Until maybe next year's G1, where he just comes out of fucking nowhere. He goes on a tear, gets like 8 points, 10 points, whatever the fuck it may be. Compared to what if he does this here. I don't think they'll have him go on that crazy run just yet. But in due time, though, I think that's the thing. We have Kojima celebrating him and what his legacy is and what his career has been, giving him this win here, a shocking win, but a win nonetheless, getting him a win, and he goes on to his last G1. That, to me, if that would be ideal, for me, at least, as a fan, that'd be awesome. But, I'll go against my gut instinct here. I'll go with Shingo getting the win over Kojima. But the next match, tag team matchup, Yoshihashi and Chusha Thunder Liger taking on Zack Sabre Jr. and Minoru Suzuki. Basically, in the future, at some point, and if they want to wait until Wrestle Kingdom 14 on one of those 2 days and having this Suzuki Liger singles match, I'll wait that long. But they have built this match for so long. To not have it at some point in 2019 would be pretty crazy. That'd be a hell of a build for a Liger Suzuki singles match, but that'd be awesome. As far as, because they could honestly, if they wanted to, this could main event a Kazuna Roadshow, but they could main event a post G1 show if they really, really wanted to. Since they've been adding a couple of more dates, a couple of more Destruction shows, they could honestly do that. They could have a Liger Suzuki main event of a Destruction show, and no one's gonna because it'd be awesome. It's fucking Liger and Suzuki. As far as Yoshihashi and Zack Sabre Jr. go, those two obviously they've kind of had a bit of a mini feud, I guess could say. Really, it's probably gonna heighten at the G1. They'll probably be in the same block. They'll probably have a match, probably relatively the first night, maybe the second night, something like that, between the two. But other than that, really, he's just, Yoshihashi and, really being a bit of the flag bearer of Chaos, if you will. He's just kind of the guy from the Chaos to the Line days. You saw it in, his big return to New Japan was in that New Year's Dash 6-man with Okada and Tanahashi. It's kind of like, wow, they've kind of just always, if you need a tag partner, you need a 6-man tag and you're a babyface, just have Yoshihashi on your team, you'll be fine, type of deal. As I'll go with the heels getting the win. Suzuki gun, keep building it up more and more for Liger and Suzuki to have a singles match, having Liger win. Of the next match, Ryusuke Taguchi, Juice Robinson, Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Taiji Ishimori, Chase Owens, and Jay White. So we have Tanahashi and Jay White, building forward. Juice Robinson, Chase Owens, they've had history in the past, and their IWGP United States Championship title matchups. Ryusuke Taguchi and Taiji Shimoi, two non-strangers of each other. They never had really a big... Well, no, they did have a singles match against each other, a singles junior heavyweight title match. Nothing too crazy. So guys that are no strangers to each other, having a six-man here on Dominion. Pretty crazy seeing Tanahashi in like a six-man in Dominion of all things. Especially with this kind of big comeback. Yeah, that's really the thing I've taken as much as far as Tanahashi now. After his last championship run, losing to Jay White and then now coming back, he's not really been built into that like top echelon. And sure, this is like the highest as far as the undercard matches go for non-title matches, so I guess you could say he's getting at least that for him. But it's pretty crazy still in the same breath to be the fourth match on the show for Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how time, and especially Jay White, his kind of title reign came out of nowhere, of course, shockingly, or at least non-shockingly, depending on who you talk to. Here, obviously, he's got to bounce back. Now the heat's been off him now after losing to both Tanahashi. Well, not really losing to Tanahashi, really just losing to Okada, and getting his win over Tanahashi at the best of the Super Junior Finals with a roll-up. I'm sure building towards the main event of a G1 show with those two against each other. It seems to make sense. Anyways, so there's that. Juice and Chase Owens, I don't think they're going to go anything moving forward. I'm sure down the line, another U.S. title match or something like that. But nothing, at least on the horizon. I'm sure those two guys are going to be in the G1 together. They might be in the same block, but that's a lot of hope just for those two guys alone to be in the same block. But, who knows. And obviously, Taguchi and Ishimori, they're, junior guys, so they're there to fill that role. The junior tag, for this six-man tag at least. And I'll go with the Bayface team getting the win. Tanahashi, Juice, Taguchi. Kind of, just those two guys need a win back desperately. And, so that'd be nice to see them getting a win there. As the title matches now, we have the fifth match of the card, Tomohiro Ishii taking on Taichi. And, I've been doing this reviewing and previewing and talking about New Japan for a year now on this channel. But every time, and I've been a fan of New Japan for almost 10 plus years now. About that, and at least, because it's 2019 now, so 10 plus years now. 11, 12 years. Tomohiro Ishii. I always say his name like that, Tomohiro Ishii, instead of Tomohiro Ishii, as that is the correct pronunciation now. I'm surprised no one has brought this up before, but the reason why I say just Tomohiro Ishii, it's just I'm lazy. That's all it is. It looks, even though it just sounds grammatically correct instead of saying Tomohiro Ishii, just I don't know, the extra I, the E, if you will, the extra pronunciation of the E, just kind of laziness. So I'm a fucking stop it, because this man is a fucking legend at this point. He's going to be, he's the man. Tomohiro Ishii is the fucking man. He's one of the best to ever do it, as far as I'm concerned. He may never get a world title shot again, and he may never get a title reign of anything of like an IWGP heavyweight title significance or anything like that, but he's the fucking man. We all know it. So we gotta put some respect on him. I gotta put some respect on him, specifically me, because he's the fucking man. But this match here with Taichi, fun match though. I mean, it's really the two prodigies of two great Japanese pro wrestlers, and Riki Choshu and Toshiaki Kawada. Taichi was obviously not as much as an affiliate as Tomohiro Ishii is of Riki Choshu, because obviously, Tomohiro Ishii, for those who don't know, he was in Riki Choshu's promotion, and really was built and trained under Riki Choshu, and really, I always said that Tomohiro Ishii is what Riki Choshu was, but does it way better. And that's pretty crazy to think about, because Riki Choshu is one of the biggest Japanese legends of all time, but that's just always was my talking point of Tomohiro Ishii, was that's what he was. He was a better version of Riki Choshu. Obviously, Tai Chi is not that of Toshihashi Kawada, as Toshihashi Kawada was the fucking man. It is the man. It still is. Not that, obviously, all hail our Tai Chi, as what he's done really with this New Japan run specifically has been incredible. Just how different he is, and just a lot of people absolutely despise that man. I think that he's grown on people more and more throughout the years, but there for a good while he was despised by majority of the people that were watching the shows. And his never open weight title runs, they've never been anything of spectacular of sorts. I don't even think they've went past like 60 days, anything like that. But his first offense against Tomohiro Ishii here, fucking I did it again. Tomohiro Ishii, as I think it's Ishii's time to get that belt back around him. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. I think it'd be perfect for his G1 run as well to have that belt on him. Make his matches even more look forward to going through that tournament. Just because, even though it will always be heightened because it's fucking who he is, it's Tomohiro Ishii, he's the fucking man. He's had incredible G1 runs in the past. So now if you add that extra element of that never openweight title on him throughout the G1 run, it adds to it. So that'd be awesome. See, so I'm going to go with Tomohiro Ishii, the first title change. I think many here on this show, if I'm going to be honest. As the sixth match of the show, the IWGP Tag Team Championship matchup of the Guerrillas of Destiny defending their belts against Sonata and Evil. I'm just over the tag division scene of New Japan. It's just, especially like comparing it to the rest of the world right now, in the landscape of wrestling right now. There's so much better tag team wrestling out there. And I'm just sick and tired of GOD. I'm just sick of them as champs. It's their sixth reign. Who fucking cares at this point? It's not an Evil. As much as they're awesome, I think singles-wise, they're way better separately. And as far as for their tag run, and as far as their next title run, if they win here against GOD, I mean, what is there for them to do at this point? There's really no big new tag team in the division. It's just treading water at this point, and maybe they'll get something going by the end of the year, but I highly doubt it. I mean, it's just, as far as title matches goes, this is obviously, in my opinion, the least one I'm excited about. I'm just pretty much over it. I'm just over the tag division scene at this point in New Japan. They really need to change some shit around. They need something. It's so weird, too, because fucking Geto is one of the best tag team wrestlers of all time. And just nothing. He's got nothing going right now. And really, throughout this decade, New Japan, have they had good teams? Yeah, sure. Bernard and fucking Carl Anderson, yeah, they were great. Bad Intentions, they were awesome. Gallows and Anderson, yeah, they were fun. Yeah. Was when Shibata and fucking Hiroki Goto were teaming, yeah, they were fine. Yeah. Sure, but was it anything to the level of what the wrestling world of the 2010s have given us? Nah, not really, Really, I mean, when you think of, like, their best matches of, like, New Japan Tag Team Wrestling, it really comes down to, like, at least in the past couple of years now, it's been like, the Bucks, they've had fun fight matches. In Golden Lovers, that obviously that match, specifically between those two, that was really, really good. But you also have, they had the one in the U.S. They had fucking Okada and Ishii versus the Golden Lovers. That was also a fine match, but nothing. As far as like an IWGP Tag Team title match, like fucking nothing. Like nothing of sorts to really, especially like right now in 2019. Fucking the Violence Giants and Strong Big Japan, Daisuke Sakamoto and Yuji Kobayashi, was insane. The best tag match of the year as far as Japanese pro wrestling goes, without a doubt. And there is nothing in New Japan that's gonna hold a fucking candle to that match. Nothing at all. Will it be okay? Yeah, it'd be an okay match, but nothing too crazy. I'm not looking forward to this match at all. I'm gonna be honest. I'll go with fucking Evil and Sonata getting the win, but even that, like, it's not even gonna save them. It's not even gonna save this championship. As thank God, after that match, we get it's all fucking smooth sailing from here. As the junior heavyweight title matchup, Dragon Lee, Will Ospreay. Holy shit. Fucking buckle up, strap in, fucking have an IED beside you before you watch this match, because you're probably going to go into cardiac arrest. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be insane. Dragon Lee, Will Ospreay, two very, very talented junior heavyweights, two of the best in the world. They're going to kill it. And I'll go with Dragon Lee getting the win. I know that's pretty crazy to think about, but I think Ospreay here, if he does win this belt, he won't be in the G1, or at least I would assume not. It'd be kind of weird if he was. So that kind of opens up his G1 run. But it would be pretty nuts if he did win it and still did the G1, because that'd just be wild. Be wild. That really has never really been done before. So there's that. But I want to say Devitt did it one time. I think Devitt was in the G1 when he was junior heavyweight champion. One of the runs. I believe it might have been after the run where he went undefeated in the block. I think he went on to, because him and Milano did the same year. They went to the same year. They went to the Best Super Juniors to the G1. I think he did it while he was junior heavyweight champion. I could be wrong on that. So he might have been the last guy. Off the top of my head was Prince Devitt. So that'd be, continuing that legacy. That's some high praise to live up to. But it's going to be fucking awesome. As far as, definitely this match or the Kota Ibushi Tetsuya Naito match, it's definitely an odds-on favorite of being the match of the night. And speaking of that match, the co-main event, IWGP Intercontinental Championship matchup, Kota Ibushi versus Tetsuya Naito. What a fucking match. Of course, these two, no strangers to each other, as a rematch from the Madison Square Garden show, with Kota Ibushi defeating Tetsuya Naito. And, really, as far as going forward from this match, pretty much who's ever the loser is probably going to be my odds-on favorite of winning the G1. Because both guys very, very deserving of the G1. Let's say it's Tetsuya Naito losing here. What a great way to really get his revenge against Okada, winning the G1, facing Okada again, and this time defeating him like he should have done the first time, avenging that loss. That would be ideal. Then if Kota Ibushi loses to Tetsuya Naito here, his story of the G1, here's, the second coming of Jesus Christ. Now, Kota Ibushi, the man, he's unbelievable, talented as hell. Was, by some, depending on who you talk to, maybe you'd say he was overshadowed by Kenny Omega. I always preferred Kota Ibushi to Kenny Omega, so I never saw that, but I'm sure others did. Him losing to Tanahashi in the finals, where everybody was kind of hoping for a Omega Ibushi Tokyo Dome main event IWGP heavyweight title matchup, he, kind of breaks away from Ibushi. This is, really his first year since, those two got together as a Golden Lovers. So really, post that, he's on his own now. No Omega in sight. He wins the G1. Maybe wins the IWGP heavyweight title. Maybe not. Who knows? I doubt it, but it'd be insane, though, to see Kazuchika Okada and Kota Ibushi in the main event of a Tokyo Dome. That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, that's a money-made match right there. Right there. That is incredible stuff. So either way, though, I think Okada's not going to drop the belt before Wrestle Kingdom 14. So basically, you're either going to have a Kazuchika Okada Tetsuya Naito, which probably leaning towards that's probably the more possibility, or a Kazuchika Okada Kota Ibushi IWGP heavyweight title matchup, which that's fucking crazy. So there's that. So this is, don't feel sad for the loser. So I'll just say that. They have much more bigger things in store for him, let me tell you. As the main event, Kazuchika Okada taking on Chris Jericho, the IWGP heavyweight championship title matchup. Jericho, his run now in New Japan, it started off, you kind of was expecting a version of War Jericho from the past. And now he's just kind of went off the fucking deep end with some of this stuff. The makeup, the fucking... he's doing like the Judas Effect as a new movie does. It's like a spinning back elbow. I don't know. It's kind of overstayed his welcome. I don't want to say. I'm not too down on the match. I think he shouldn't be in this match to begin with, just as far as logic goes. Because, the last time we saw him in the New Japan ring, he lost a Naito at Wrestle Kingdom, so how does he now just automatically get a title shot of a bigger belt? That logic is flawed, but, name value is why he's on the fucking card, and that's why he's got this match here. I don't think he's going to win, so it's not really no harm. As far as how the match is going to go, it's kind of been billed as like this is going to be Jericho's match where he can't use weapons, he can't do anything like that, but he's going to. Like, it won't be a fucking Chris Jericho match if he doesn't do some shit to stall or something like that. Use some weapons, use some shenanigans, whatnot. Obviously Okada's going to win. I don't think it's a pretty foregone conclusion. That'd be almost, it'd be crazy if he won. If Chris Jericho beat him on Dominion. That just would make zero sense, as far as I'm concerned. So Kazuchika Okada wins. It's going to be a different type of match than Okada's had in the past. I don't think Okada's really had this type of match, where there's a lot of, maybe weapon use, a lot of stalling, a lot of playing to the crowd from Jericho, some stuff. And it's going to be interesting. I'm not expecting a whole lot. But, Jericho's not really had a bad match in New Japan. I'll give him that. Sure, that his most recent match, as far as him and Kenny Omega from AEW, that was, very much overshadowed by a lot that was on that card from the Cody Dustin match in the Young Bucks Lucha Bros match. Those matches were far, far superior than that main event. And everybody kind of knew that going in, at least I thought. Those were the two matches I rather saw than their main event. That's just me. But for, Jericho, I think he's maybe got one or two more, like, kind of big-time matches for New Japan, and then just focus on AEW. That'd kind of be my advice to him. Go out on a high note. You're kind of already losing a majority of the people. I've kind of seen a lot of people have a lot of backlash towards this match. But, I'm not indifferent about it. Sure, you could have had somebody better, or maybe somebody that's kind of more deserving of an IWGP Heavyweight title, but it's fine. Okada wins, we go to the G1, then we go forward from there. That's how I see it. So that will do it for my preview of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion show. Exciting show. Can't wait to see how it plays out, and I'll catch you guys for my review of said show.